One frosty evening in December 1981, Roy Godwin was driving with his wife and children.
We were travelling on a main road, quite a wide main road, through a forest. And suddenly there were 4 headlights side by side, immediately in front of us, one car overtaking the other. I instinctively pulled the car to the left onto the grass verge, but the car that was in front of me hit us head on. It was very serious indeed. I was quite clear that I was dying. Both the police and an ambulance came. Smoke started to come up from the front of the car, and they needed to get everybody out. They couldn't get me out because I was well and truly trapped in there.
Roy believes that whilst he was waiting to be freed from the damaged vehicle, something quite miraculous happened.
I was alone in the car. Suddenly through the darkness came a figure, and he walked very steadily and clearly straight between the trees, through the forest, which was impenetrable, certainly at that time with brambles. But he walked in a straight line, straight to the side of the car. And he climbed in. The seat was covered with broken glass, but he simply sat there. He was wearing a coat with a hood up, didn't see his face, but he put his arm straight across my shoulder. It felt as though I'd been plugged into the mains. This incredible force and power was just continuously flooding through me. After a while, the ambulance men came over and said that they were taking my family off to hospital. And at that point, this person who was sitting by me climbed out of the car and said with a very strong and clear voice, "Stop." And he said to the ambulance man, "You're to bring his wife over here to him." And they brought her over to me. And then he spoke to me. He said, "Man, you are to know that your wife and children and you as a family will be together again and whole, and you are to disregard anything else that anyone tells you."
What was the reaction of the doctors when you got to hospital and they saw your injuries?
I was wheeled straight into theatre, and they asked me to sign a form giving them permission to amputate my left foot and lower leg. And I couldn't give them that permission, because all I could hear was, "You are to disregard anything that anyone else says. You and your family will be together and you'll be whole." And so I didn't have my foot amputated, and I have it today, and we're doing very well together. One of the things I was concerned was that because of the seriousness of my injuries, I dreamt it all, as it were. But some weeks after the accident, the police turned up unannounced. And they had 2 questions. Given the extent of the damage to the car, they wanted to know whether I had any explanation as to how it was that I was still alive. And then their second question was about the figure who was in the car with me, who had carried such authority that they had unhesitatingly obeyed it. It seems to me as though God sent an angel to help me. I knew I wasn't abandoned. I knew I wasn't on my own. I was clear that God was going to carry me through where I was, and I felt love.